Both the Labor and Liberal parties have outlined proposed changes to stamp duty taxes if elected in the upcoming ACT election. Industry experts agree that stamp duty in its current state is a hindrance to housing and property development within the ACT.
The business community is unhappy about stamp duty generally, whether it be ACT or anywhere else in Australia, and whether it applies to anything. There's two reasons for it. Firstly, it's an inefficient tax, so it costs the taxpayers more to collect than it earns in many cases. And from a business point of view, it's a nuisance tax.
The ACT is hit harder with stamp duty than most states in Australia. The median house price in the ACT is $510,000, which carries a stamp duty of just under $22,000. Meaning Canberrans are likely to pay more stamp duty on their first home than all states excluding South Australia. Russell Ayers has more.
ACT Treasurer Andrew Barr has promised to abolish stamp duty in the ACT over a 20-year period. Opposition leader and Liberal candidate Zed Zezelja has also prioritised stamp duty in his election campaign. He has promised to cut the level of stamp duty by 50% for first home buyers. Both proposals have attracted criticism. The opposition policy is criticised for being a short-term solution and potentially leaving a budget shortfall. It's suggested that the Labor policy is merely rolling one tax into another. Craig Bright of the Real Estate Institute supports an abolition of stamp duty, but fears there may be a lack of transparency in the Labor model.
We've argued that that shouldn't be hidden in the rates process. If they're going to broaden that tax base, then it should actually be broken up so people can see what component is actually land tax. Once you start putting taxes into general rates, you can essentially hide them, and there's no accountability as to what rate or level they're at.
Mr Bright also highlighted the importance of a fair system for current homeowners.
It has to be a fair system. You can't just burden people that have paid stamp duty and have paid rates for many years and say we're now going to shift that burden onto you.
Neil Evans of the Housing Industry Association is concerned that stamp duty in its current form will deter people from buying homes in the ACT.
If we haven't got something here that's an affordable package, people will choose to move out of the ACT and over the border because they'll be getting a better deal. I'm sure a lot of people don't come to Canberra because of the stamp duty component, but take that away and it will open up the market.
Whatever the case, all sides of politics in the ACT agree that stamp duty must undergo change. I guess we'll have to wait until after the election to see what changes those are, Charlene.
Thanks, Russell. To give us a final insight into this election issue, I spoke to John Miller of the Master Builders Association. He believes stamp duty needs to go, but says there'll be pros and cons in removing the tax.
If there's not abolition of stamp duty and they look to actually spread the load, so to speak, there'll be winners and losers in this. As
Mr Miller pointed out, regardless of the election result, everyone will be affected by stamp duty changes. I'm Charlene Broad, reporting alongside Russell Ayers for Next Act on Crikey.